Hi students, welcome back to our online chemistry classes, and now we are continuing our lesson structure of atom. There is some correction is needed for Rutherford's model of atom. So that was been done by our next scientist. His name is Niels Bohr. His name is Niels Bohr. He proposed a model for atom that is known as Bohr's model of an atom. So remember, Bohr's model, it is mainly based on Rutherford's model of atom. So now let's learn what are the postulates of Bohr's model of atom. First one, only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits are allowed inside the atoms. So it says that the electrons are not revolving such orbits. Electrons are revolving in some special orbits. So like this, there will be, this is one orbit, this is another orbit. Like that, electrons are revolving only in some discrete orbits inside the atom. Second point, while revolving in discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy. In this case, as they are revolving around the nucleus, electron gradually losing the energy and they may fall in the nucleus. But if the electrons are revolving such a discrete orbits, there will be no loss of energy. For example, if an electron is in this orbit, that energy will be stable. There will be no change in the energy. That is given here. While revolving in discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy. And the third point, these orbits or shells are called energy levels. This each shell or each orbit, they are also known as energy shells. Why they are known as energy shells? Because energy of these electrons in a particular orbit or particular discrete orbit is same or they do not change. And here is the last point. These orbits can be named by or represented by using the letters K, L, M, N, or we can use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the postulates of Bohr's atomic theory. It has least limitations. There are little limitations. We will learn about this in higher classes. And now let's go to a next part, that is neutrons. So neutron also a subatomic particle. Do you remember what are the subatomic particles we had learned earlier? Yeah, we have learned about electrons and protons. Remember, electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson and proton was discovered by Goldstein. And now we are going to learn about another particle, another subatomic particle, that is neutron. Neutron was discovered by James Chadwick or J. Chadwick. It was in the year 1932. It was discovered 32 years after the discovery of electron. Why it was discovered later? Because it was neutral. It does not have any charge. As it does not have any charge, its presence was not noticed by scientists. Even though James Chadwick, it discovered in 1932. So this neutron is present in almost all the atoms. It is present in all the atoms except hydrogen. So that is an important question. So which is the subatomic particle not present in hydrogen? Neutron. Neutron is not present in hydrogen. Except hydrogen, all the elements we can see neutron. Neutron can be represented by the small letter n. Small letter n. And the next one more thing, in Rutherford's model we have said that mass of an atom is concentrated in a small region, isn't it? In that small region, what is present? Protons and neutrons are present. Where is protons and neutrons are present? In that small region. Do you remember what is the name of that small region? It is nothing but nucleus. So we can say that protons and neutrons are present inside the nucleus. So mass of an atom is mainly due to nucleus. And what are the subatomic particles present in the nucleus? The subatomic particles present in the nucleus are protons and neutrons. So as they are present, protons and neutrons, they are present in the nucleus. That is why together, protons and neutrons together we can call by the name nucleons.